Hi friends! Finally, this Easter I got a special surprise for you. It's a chicken! Now, this chicken carries a special magical surprise. Do you want to see? Well, here it is. Oh, wow! An Easter egg! A magical one! I wonder what it tastes like. Let's see if we can take it out a bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this later. Well, back in, you magical Easter egg. Now, let me show you how to make it. This is what you will need. 2 toilet rolls. One fit inside the other. Brushes, glue, some paint, knife, ruler, a bit of sandpaper is always good. What else? A bit of tape, and yes, you need some paper. A bit of stiff cardboard, oink, 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 and 2 tiny pieces, one tiny bit of yellow, one tiny bit of white paper, and well, let's get started. We start with putting lids on both toilet rolls. So we use a piece of cardboard, draw a circle around the cardboard tubes. There, the big one, and the small one. There. Then you cut these out and you stick them at the ends of each tube, and then you will end up with this. Now, see this little edge here? Now on the big tube, that's got to be sliced away or cut away. On the small one, you let the edge stay because you need it for gripping later. So let's put this one away, and then we will cut this one away so that we get a smooth edge. There. Now, to make it even smoother, we use some sandpaper. So I just sand the edge a bit, rotating the roll a bit like this. There, nice and smooth. Now this one is ready, and this one, as you know, has the edge there. So you end up with there. Now let's focus on the small one first. We need to make a window. So we use a ruler and we measure. I think I'll make the window away from the joint that is easier to cut. So we measure 1 cm from the top where the lid is, and then about 6 cm down. So 1 here and 6 down to this mark. Then I'm going to use my ruler, my magic toilet roll ruler, and draw a line across here and one down here. Oops. Like that. Then I round off the edge, and then it goes straight down. There. Now we have a nice window, and it should be almost as wide as the roll itself. Can you see? It's just a little bit of space on either side of the roll. So let's cut out the window. Now I'm using this magic tool again, and I'm putting it inside here to give the walls a bit of support for when I'm cutting, to make the cutting safer. I'm cutting nice and slowly and several times before I go through the cardboard. There. Then the line across. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice. There. We have a window. Let me pull that out. Yes! A window. Let's again use the sandpaper and clean up these edges. There. Let's give it a test. Oh yes. Nice. Now we need to make the base inside the roll. So I'm gonna, remember these circles? I'm now gonna cut one out and then stick it in and see if it fits. Okay, let's try. Yeah, almost, but it's a little too big, so I'm gonna slice off a little bit on the sides. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, it fits. Let's get the glue out, and this time I'm also going to use a little brush to apply the glue because it's so small space in there. Put a bit of glue on the edges. I stick it inside. I adjust it, and then I use the brush to spread the glue inside the corners, and then wiping off the excess so that it's nice and clean in there. I also add a little bit of glue onto the front here and also the inside. Then that platform is really nice and strong and can support a lot of chocolate eggs. There. Now let's dry this a bit, and in the meantime we are going to cut the chicken cone, and that is a very simple shape. 1, 2, 3, with a little gluing lug at the end. Let's cut it out. Oh yeah, oh, it pops out really nice. Okay, we got that, and then we fold the gluing lug, add on some glue, pop it on top, right above the window and a little bit to the front of the tube, not in the middle, then it's more visible from the front. Okay, looks like we're ready to paint. First, with white, painting the inside. I'm starting at the top. The reason why I'm painting white is because inside later it's going to be yellow, bright yellow. So I want a white base to make the yellow brighter. Now when this is dry, you've done 2 layers of white, it'll end up looking like this. Here's one that is totally dry, and I can continue to show you what to do. We'll then continue with yellow, and look how bright the yellow becomes against the white. Wow, look at that. You probably need 2 coats of yellow as well to make the paint layer really even and bright and shiny. Now when you've done that, leave it to dry for a little while we paint. Hey, do you remember this one? The other part? Okay, let me show you which color you're going to paint here. Light yellow. Light yellow, that is the same yellow as that, only with a lot more white in it. Okay, you start with the bottom of the chicken and paint the yellow about up to here. You don't have to paint the whole way. This is enough, because on top is going to be another color. Now when you've done 2 coats of light yellow, it will end up looking like this. See? And then the next color is a light gray. And here is where you go down to almost the middle, about here, and do a zigzag shape. So you zig and you zag like that, and then you paint all the way up. Then you continue like that all around the tube, and you will end up with something like this. Hey, I've even painted a bit on the inside. See the inside here. Okay, let's go back to this one again. This one now needs more color. We can start with the gray color, the same gray as this, on the top. I'm using a smaller brush for that. Same color. You can't see much difference now from the cardboard gray to the painted gray, but when it dries it will be darker. You see, acrylic paints always goes darker when they are dry, like that. And then we'll do the sides. For the sides I got a dark bluey turquoisey blue. I carefully go all the way up to the edge here, using a small brush, painting close to the edge, and then straight down. There. A little bit of red on the comb itself. Now when you finished painting the whole thing very neatly, it will look like this. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let me take the wet one out, and I will show you how to do the spots. I mixed a really bright turquoise, and with that I'm gonna make the spots. Look at this. Ooh, nice. Make them as nice and round as you can. Then you continue to fill up with the spots all around the tube, all around where there is blue. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here to dry and then paint the chicken itself. For the chicken, I have mixed a gray that is darker than the one you see here. Then I'm using a smaller brush, and I start with making a thick line along the edge of the gray shape. Now this gray line look a bit light in color now, but when it dries it will be darker and stronger with more contrast. There. Now, assuming the face is going to be here, I draw, or I paint, two round shapes where the eyes is going to be. There. I'm also going to add a couple of spots using the lighter gray. That is the same gray as I used for the head. There. Now this needs to dry. Next I'll add the wattles, and that is a reverse heart shape. That means that you draw a heart shape sort of upside down, not the reverse heart shape, but an upside down heart shape. There. And while that is drying, let's make the chicken bits. For chicken bits, we need the little pieces of paper, scissors, and cut out a little beak. And the beak is shaped like this. Nice and rounded and very small. Let's try the size. Yeah, that's just about the right size, maybe a little bit slimmer. Yeah, there. Okay, so that's the beak. Then we'll do the eyes. One eye, the other eye can be slightly larger. Okay. And then the pupils in the middle. Yeah, it looks like our wattles are a little bit wet yet, so let's give it a few moments to dry and then we stick it on. Okay, let's stick them on. A little bit of glue. The beak goes on first. Just a little bit of glue is enough. Stick it on straight onto the heart shape. There. Then the big eye goes on the big circle. Small eye in the small circle. Just a bit. There. Let's see if this one fits inside. Oh yes. Oh yes. Nice fit. Nice fit. But there's a bit of slack up here, you see, because this one is much smaller than this. So we need to adjust the slack by adding some tape. So I got some tape here, and then I start with a couple of rounds of tape at the bottom here. 1 round, 2 rounds, and then I cut it off and rub it on a bit and then test it. Yeah, that's a lot better. Still not good enough, but a lot better. You just gotta see how it fits, and then if it can hold, like if you can put it there and it holds without still a bit slack down here. I'm gonna add a little bit more tape, maybe 2 more rounds. Test it again. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. See, now you can easily pull it up and it stays. And even with an Easter egg inside here, it will take the weight, you see. So now it's perfect. That's how you adjust this function. But of course, when you pull it up, you don't pull any further than this. This is where you stop, you see. Right, now let's bring in the one that I made earlier. This one I have put a layer of lacquer on it. This is matte, this is glossier. So if you like to, you can add a little bit of lacquer on top as well. Let's try it on. It goes inside. Pull it up. Stays there beautifully. And then let's try the egg, shall we? All right. Let's try some Easter snack. Ooh. Or do you remember this one with the little chicken inside? Yeah, you see this one fits perfectly in here as well. So if you don't want to have the chocolate egg, you can put this one inside, and then the whole thing is for your special friend.